Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today we've got a good one. It's okay if you have been dealing with bloating, reflux, or just feeling off after you eat and nothing you try seems to be working, then this one is for you. So, today we are talking about H. pylori, what it is, why it matters, and how to fix it. And I just want you to stay with me to the end because the fixing part is where most people get this wrong. Now, let's start simple. I like to keep things very, very simple. H. pylori is a bacteria that lives in your stomach. And yes, it's very common. But here's the difference. Some people carry it and have no symptoms whatsoever, and others feel absolutely miserable. Why? Because it's not just about having H. pylori, it's about what it's doing to your gut environment. H. pylori lives in your stomach lining, and your stomach is supposed to be highly acidic. That acidic is critical to digestion. It breaks down your food, it kills off pathogens, and it signals the rest of your digestive system to work properly. But H. pylori has a survival mechanism. It produces something called urease, which essentially neutralizes stomach acid around it so that it can survive. So over time, your stomach becomes less acidic than it should be. And this is where things kind of start to spiral from a digestive standpoint because now food isn't breaking down properly, you're not absorbing nutrients well, and digestion starts to slow down. So in turn, food sits, it ferments, and it creates gas. And this is why so many people experience bloating after eating, even with healthy foods, feeling overly full after meals, even small meals, constant burping or reflux, constantly having to take antacids regardless of what you eat, that overall burning sensation, nausea, or just feeling heavy and uncomfortable. And again, most people assume this means too much acid when majority of the time, and a lot of the time, it's actually too little acid. Now, let's zoom out for a second because this doesn't just affect your stomach. Low stomach acid impacts everything downstream. Then we start to see things like gut dysbiosis, SIBO patterns, mineral deficiencies, low energy, hormone imbalances, weakened immune function. And so you may just be doing all the right things, but your body still isn't responding. Now, let's talk about how to actually fix this. And this is where I want you to pay close attention because it's not just about killing bacteria. I like to think about it in three phases. The first phase, we want to support the terrain. And this is the step that most people skip. So before you even think about killing anything, we have to make sure that your body is supported. And this means we want to support bile flow, we want to support the gut lining, we want to support the stomach acid in some cases and regulating the nervous system. That one is crucial. That one's actually always a crucial part in every protocol that I do. Because if your body's already stressed and digestion is weak and you jump straight into antimicrobials, then you're going to feel worse. So you have to make sure your system is stable. And this is where I might focus on things like digestive support, like HCl for some cases, bitters to stimulate digestion, nutrients that support the stomach lining. And you want to make sure that you're actually eating in a way that supports digestion. Like you want to make sure that you're not rushed eating, stress eating, that you're in a rest and digest state when you're having your meals. So this phase alone can start to improve symptoms. Now, the second phase, where you actually target the H. pylori strategically, now this is where we actually address the bacteria. And this can look different depending on the person because there are actually multiple ways that you can address H. pylori. Sometimes this is done in a conventional route, which is a four-course antibiotic route. Sometimes it's more of a natural support. And overall, the key is it has to be targeted and tolerable to each person. So everything is individual because H. pylori can create biofilms. It can be stubborn. And if you go too aggressive too fast, you may trigger more inflammation, more symptoms, and have even more setbacks. So the overall phase is about gently breaking down those protective layers, reducing the overall bacterial load, and supporting detox pathways so that your body can efficiently handle it. So it's not a more is better situation. This is a strategic approach. Now, the third phase, and this is the one most people skip, and this one's so important. This is probably 90% of the time when people are trying to do things on their own, this is the phase that most people skip, and it's the rebuild and prevent. So this is the most overlooked part because let's say you successfully reduce H. pylori, but you never fixed the environment that allowed it to thrive and survive. And guess what? You're gonna be right back where you started. So now we focus on restoring healthy stomach acid, rebuilding the gut lining, supporting a balanced microbiome, improving digestion long term, because your gut needs to be resilient, not just temporarily better. And this is why so many people say, I treated H. pylori, my symptoms came back. And it's basically because they skipped the important steps. So if you're someone who feels like I've tried diets, supplements, protocols, and nothing sticks, this could absolutely be the missing piece for you. And this is exactly why testing and personalization matters because not everyone with H. pylori needs the same approach. So if this is resonating with you and you're tired of guessing, send me a message and we can talk about what your next steps look like. Because you don't have to keep spinning your wheels trying to figure this out on your own. And I'm curious, have you ever been tested for H. pylori or is this the first time you're hearing about it? Drop a comment below.